What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make this video of our Predator pulley install. This was installed maybe 6-9 months ago. We pieced together a whole bunch of clips of all the mistakes we made along the way. And when I tell you mistakes were made, I mean we used the wrong tensioner or the wrong pulley. We blew out one tensioner. We routed the belt wrong. Took 4 hours to basically undo what we did. I undid it. And so all those different mistakes that we made, we want to prevent you guys from making those mistakes. I doubt many of you will, because looking back, we're pretty, it was like two complete idiots underneath the hood. But anyways, if there was a mistake to make, we made it. And so we want to prevent you guys from making those same mistakes. So stay tuned. We've kind of put all the different clips together. I apologize. Most of them are in short form, like vertical. So if you're on an iPhone or Android, it'll be good. It should fill the screen. But we've also added a clip or two at the end on how to fix the dreaded Predator Incognito pulley squeak if you do experience it. So stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for all the mistakes and watch them to the end. That way you make sure you don't make any of the mistakes that we made and avoid the pain.
Salami, bologna, applesauce.
Apple who? My friend, if I were you, I would change the tone. Avoid the pain. To insult people.
Was that your feet?
Here comes the double foot.
All right, so this is the stock setup here. As I'm piecing this video together, guys, I can't help but notice my dirty thumbnail. I let my kid paint one nail like a year plus ago, and she used some sort of permanent paint that will never come off. So there it is. Here, take this. It's videoing. Just get a little of the police from up there.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Did you have a sandwich, or do you want Mom to make you?
I did have a sandwich.
Oh.
Thank you, sweetheart. Insert into the accessory tensioner labeled number 2 below. So it should be here. All right, so step 1 is you put your ratchet into this guy here. No socket, just stick it in, and then you should be able to release. Oh, maybe I gotta tighten it. Yeah, tighten. Yep, and that releases tension on the belt, and then I can pull the belt off. All right, step 1. So step 2 is you put a 15mm socket on your ratchet, and you go this guy up here, right there. And you're gonna rotate it righty-tighty and hold it there to get the tension off the belt, and then pull the belt off. All right, so we made a mistake. It's not this guy up here. It's this one here. It's the one right next to it, right there, right above this this mabobber thing here. All right, so it's this one. It's actually a 13mm, and this guy just goes over this guy, and he comes off like this. And then this was definitely a 2-person job, one to hold it and one to jimmy it off, but it might be doable one person if you're super strong like you. Step 3 is remove the tensioner, which is the first thing that we undid with the 3/8 ratchet. We moved this forward or backwards just to pull the belt off. Now we have to remove this bolt right here. It's 16mm, and I think I'm gonna be able to get to it with a small 3-inch extension like that through the coolant lines or the AC lines or whatever those are. All right, so here's the tensioner. There's a 16mm bolt. This is how it goes. And we put the tensioner spacer on the back side here, just like shown in the photo. So we're about to put that on, but first I'm gonna blow this tensioner pulley out. All right, so here is our tensioner with the spacer mabobber on there, and I put 1 drop of Loctite on there, even though the instructions don't say. Okay, so now we're on step 5. Is to remove the flywheel cover, which is right back. This is your sway bar right here, this black thing. And there's the bolts. So we got 1, 2, just compare it to the pictures. This is the driver's side, and then this is the passenger side over here. Oh, man. Right here. Okay, and there's your exhaust. So there's 4 of them there, just compare it to the pictures. Okay, hopefully you can see something. All right, so we removed the 8 bolts from the flywheel cover, which is right there. I'm gonna clean it off. You just give it a little tug, it pulls down. We did have to pull the front 2 parts of the skid plate and then loosen up the back ones here just to get the some space to pull it down, because it just comes down from right here. So now we got to figure out where we jam the thing in. We jam the Allen wrench in there. Ooh, I think I can see the flywheel. And hopefully nothing gets, oh yeah, hopefully nothing gets stuck in there. Tell you that story later, my brother. All right, so we're about to pull the crank bolt off, which is the big bolt in the center of that guy right there. It's a 21 mil, and you're gonna need a breaker bar extension. I'm gonna use my little Harbor Freight extendable ratchet guy, and I might have to put a pipe on the end of them, but we're gonna remove that. And while I'm unscrewing that, my trusty assistant is underneath holding the special Allen key into the flywheel gear, as shown in the instructions. This is we ended up not using impact or anything. I actually was able to use this screwdriver that I wedged into the flywheel gears from here. See it? It's wedged in there. It's running right there, bam. So this is how you do it solo. I had help, but once we jammed the screwdriver in, he didn't do anything. So you don't need anybody to help you with this. And then I pulled the bolt out, and the bolt is currently out. And this is it. And then I'm gonna put the new bolt in with the big pulley just goes over top of this one. The Predator goes on top. And then the new bolt goes in, and that's the step. So now, take your Predator pulley, wrap the belt around it, put a little Loctite on the new crank bolt, and then you're gonna slide this guy over top of that guy. I gotta take the bolt back out. I put it back in so dust didn't get in there. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so this was easy. So we just put the Predator on top of the original crank pulley, and obviously we put the belt on first and fed it up a little bit just to get it up out of the way and put some tension on it. And we put the new crank bolt in, just hand tight for now. Can't really see, but it's right there. And now we got to put the 3 hex bolts in here, and that's this step. All right, so in order to put those 3 heads on, you got to make sure that you spin the pulley in a way that allows you to line up the holes. There's holes through this, obviously, for this hex head, and then the hole goes into the crank pulley, original crank pulley, which is behind it. And so you have to just spin this pulley a little bit to get these to line up. It's a little bit tight. I'm gonna put a little Loctite on these and get them all started. Yeah, they're a little tight, man. Is this step say to tighten these down now?
Yeah, torque to 148.
148?
Yeah.
Heavy duty.
Well,
What?
the crank bolt's 148, the hex bolts are 40.
40? Okay. All right, so now we've got the 3 bolts here cranked down to 40, and we checked like 5 times because like a car wheel, you want to check each one until they all read the same, because every time you torque one down, the other one might loosen up a little. So they're all reading 40 or 41-ish. So now we're tightening the crank bolt, a new one. Do not reuse the old one, because they are torque to yield. So if you want to return this to stock, bring it into the dealer for a problem, you should probably get a new crank bolt, just because they're torque to yield. Hear that sound? Almost sounded like a spark.
Yeah, like a click.
Yeah, like aluminum cracking or something. I don't know. Hopefully not, right? All right, we're at 47, 51. Yeah, hopefully that's not the sound of aluminum spider cracking, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We're at 88. All right, I'm gonna sign off. All right, so we're putting the flywheel cover back on here. We got 4 bolts just started. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 up there. So we got 4 more to do. All right, so we just finished tightening up the flywheel cover. Now we just need to route the supercharger belt and the accessory belt. So the supercharger belt is the big one, the wide one with 10 ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or maybe it's 12, I think it's 10. So he's gonna go, I don't know, however this thing says to put him. All right, so you will notice that this is very close there. I don't know how, it looks like you could maybe slip a piece of paper in there, maybe 2. But that is very tight. We might have an issue there. I might have to shave that down.
Definitely shave it down before install.
All right, man, so hopefully you don't have to deal with this, but this is where the tensioner pulley is for the top for the supercharger, and we stripped it. So you have to like tighten this down in order to move the tension off the belt. So we stripped it. So we're currently tapping it, but in order to tap it, we cut our tap handles off basically to make it small enough, but it's still not small enough. So we're removing this guy, which is 2 10mm bolts, and hopefully this guy will move out of the way, and then we'll be able to move our tap and tap that hole. The hole is an M8 thread, which is a metric, and we're tapping it the next size up, which is 3/8, which is American. And if that doesn't work, then we go to M10. There's enough thread there for sure to go to M10. So here are the, my goodness, the bolts covered in some sort of substance. Is that oil? This thing isn't, it doesn't have oil in it. It's plugged into something. Okay. All the oil, engine oil leaks out from this, whatever the heck this thing is, man. This little pod. All right, so we're taking this off. It's empty. Okay. There it is. Beautiful. I don't know what it is, but we're gonna set it aside. Maybe, no. What do you think, man? There we go. Yeah. Now we're gonna tap the threads, and we're gonna put a 3/8 bolt in there, the same length as the factory one. All right, signing off. All right, so we tapped the hole with 3/8, and we got our 3/8 bolt here, the washer, just like the original guy. There's the original, and there's the new one. Basically the same thing, just slightly larger. So we're gonna put this. Can you hold that? Yeah. Thanks. We're gonna put this. We marked with a dot for the outside. I don't know if it makes a difference. And this guy's hopefully gonna sit. Yeah, we could even put a bigger one in there, bro. You know? I wonder why I wonder why they don't have a bigger one in there. We'll put that in there, and then we're gonna put it in. We're gonna thread it in. Until next time. All right. So we tapped this tensioner and put a new bolt in, but I'm saving you the trouble of having to mess up your truck. You don't even have to deal with that thing. Right here is a secret weapon. It's a nut that's welded part of the actual tensioner, man. So put your 13mm socket on here, and it helps if you move this guy here with the two 10 mils. Put your 13 on here, and just torque it, just turn it righty-tighty from here, and the whole thing will come forward to give you room for the belt. So we're trying this now, using our noodles, using this, so we don't have to strip this again.
What's up, guys? If you find this video helpful in any way, go ahead and mash that Chuck Norris button for us.
Okay, so this is the way to do it, man. For the supercharger tensioner, we went off that little fixed nut that's a fixed little mabobber there, and he did not back off. It's fixed, obviously, worked perfect, and we came from the bottom, and this is honestly, like, it was so easy, it's like a one-man job. So from here, just tighten it, and the whole pulley goes like this, or like that, and loosens up, so that you can wrap the belt on it. And then as soon as you let go of the ratchet, it lets go of it retenses, it adds tension, I don't know. Anyways, also while I'm down here, we did have a very close, and I remember this with the Incognito, this is a very close squeeze here, right there. It's like 2 or 3 sheets of paper, but we had to grind it down with some sandpaper some super coarse grit sandpaper there to, I mean, it was basically touching. So now there's literally like a couple hairs of clearance you can see there, hopefully. I'm gonna take a picture. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna check it once we put the last belt on. We're gonna check for clearance and see if it's good. If not, then I guess we'll pull the belt off another day and re-sand it down some more. Subscribe for more of this. So now we have the accessory belt. This is the last step, literally. There she is, the Predator. So we're gonna mount, we just need our ratchet with no socket on it, and maybe not even this extension, but maybe we're just gonna put this guy inside this rectangular square hole. Rotate that, put him in, there we go. And then I just pull down and it's gonna move that pulley to release tension. So do that, and I'm gonna start feeding the belt the tensioner, which is here. And if he goes through here somehow, how does he go through there? I have no idea. We're gonna figure it out. All right, and then, oh, onto this guy. Yep. All right. This is the last damn video we're doing. It took us 2.5 hours to put this belt on, but because we did it all wrong for 2 hours and 28 minutes. The last 2 minutes, we decided that we were gonna do it properly. That belt in the middle, I need to move that one over a little bit, but dude, okay. So for the record, he goes around the Predator, around this guy next to the Predator. Then he goes up, he goes, the backside goes over that guy there. Then he goes around here, over the alternator, around here. Then he goes, where does he go? Over, he goes over that tensioner, and he goes up over this guy and around here, comes through here. And now here's the kicker. We couldn't figure out how to get him, this belt, through the tensioner without feeding both sides through, because it's like a U. It's like a U. I mean, it's like a telephone. It's like, how do you put it through the telephone without searing through the phone? But you can't. You can't go put both sides through. You just put one end through. And then, but you don't go around like this. You go under. You pull a little bit of tension off of this with the 3/8 ratchet. And then from here, goes around the tensioner, but it goes in the back side. Then he goes around the Predator, and there you go. And that is how you install the accessory belt in literally 2 friggin' minutes. We spent 2.5 hours, but not just 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours with a 110% exertion. There was a nacho break.
If you could grow any type of food, what would you grow? Nachos.
After 2 hours and 26 minutes, nacho break, 2 hours and 28 minutes in, we did it in 2 minutes, literally. All right, here we are. We're about to fire it up. All right. Oh yeah, everything is just spitting beautifully, and it doesn't touch. You'll notice the truck is squeaking. And so you'll notice, I'm on the ground on the side of the road here, that the belt is halfway or more off the tensioner pulley. So I'm gonna stick my 3/8 ratchet here. All right, so I've got my 3/8 drive ratchet into the square notch in the idler pulley, or the tensioner I should say. And now I'm gonna just turn it righty-tighty. And while I'm turning it righty-tighty and holding it, I'm gonna put the belt, shimmy the belt back into the center line.
What's up, guys? If you haven't already, definitely check out the links in the description below. We've got lots of cool discount links, discount codes for a lot of awesome companies. I'll leave you to the rest of this video, guys, and thanks for watching.
Hopefully you can see, I just did that, and now the belt is in the center of the tensioner. I'm gonna fire it up, and the squeak will be gone. There it is. No more squeak. there's your pro tip. If you've got a RIPATUNed or Predator pulley, how to get rid of the squeak. One other thing before I forget, when you take this in for service, if you don't take the pulley off, which we never do, it's helpful to kind of keep like a coating of dirt on the face of it. That way the letters incognito or Predator aren't so easy to spot. We actually hit this with a shot of old like matte flat black Rust-Oleum. It doesn't help with like the purpley edges, but it does help kind of keep the big letters Predator or Incognito from being so visible. So just kind of a pro tip, amateur tip. Keep it dirty, keep it muddy, or put a little shot of black Rust-Oleum matte flat black on this part here. 10 seconds it says.